Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2020 Westernaires Horsecapades. For those of you who came a little before the main show time, we have a little advanced entertainment for you. But first, I'd like you to meet the gentleman out in the paddock who will be working with me on the phones. Mark Riccardi is out there. Mark?
Glenn, thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here. And this is kind of unusual times for the country and for Westernaires. This is a show where a lot of it is pretty much virtual. It's being recorded and it's being live streamed, but it will be available to be seen throughout the year, because the fact is that there's a production crew in here at every angle and ready to record all of this. The other thing I was going to say is, Glenn, I think you and I are two of the most unique individuals in the building today. Not necessarily for any reason other than the fact that we're the only two that aren't wearing masks right now.
Well, we're not going to have very many people without masks. Certainly the performers will all be wearing masks. And we've met the times. This streaming of a show is a new experience for all of us. So let's get it started with our pre-show. I'd like to introduce our Westernaires interpretive Indian dancers as we salute our Native American brethren who are in this part of the world long before the white man came, and we've enjoyed having their traditions preserved by some of our young members. First today, we're going to begin with some of the fancy dance activity with all of our fancy dancers. The young men are in their beautiful double feather bustles, moving in a dance style that resembles running stallions. This modern fancy dance style of Great Plains tribes, and they have Darian, Jack, Kirby, and Parker dancing in this athletic style. The young ladies are dancing the equivalent known as the fancy shawl. Kayla and Mackenzie move gracefully around the arena as they dance in movements that emulate the elegant butterfly. Our fancy dance. We're going to move now to the northern areas and special dancing that came from that part of the country up around the Great Lakes region. We're going to dance one young lady in a jingle dress. That's Shelby, and Shad is in the prairie chicken outfit. Both of these styles got their start in that area of the country. These are the courting movements of the prairie chicken. The jingle dress is considered to be medicinal or healing dress. Brings positive energy to everybody watching. You can hear the jingles if I get quiet and let you listen to the cones. our northern special. Now we want to move to the grass dance. In the grass dance, you'll notice that the men are wearing long skirts of grass. They've tramped down the grass in the area where they are dancing. And they do this swaying motion to show the movement of the grass in the breeze. Michael's our first dancer to pick up a style of dance other than the fancy dance on our team. We're very proud of him. I'm told you should watch him dance the hop to the Black Lodge Singers version of SpongeBob SquarePants, if that's what that sounds like. There you have the grass dance. I think that's special. Ladies and gentlemen, our interpretive Indian dancers. Well, Mark, I don't know what you think about our Indian dancers, but I think our Native American brethren are not offended by their effort to interpret.
Certainly not. When you look at the intricate costumes and the attention to the movements of the dance, to remember them and to show that kind of reverence. I would imagine that last young man's pretty much out of breath from all of the moves that he had to make while he was out there. And it almost sounded like there was a military type cadence that the people on drums and chants were doing. Quite a pleasure to be able to see that these days.
You know, speaking as a parent of a former dancer, I know what it takes to make some of those costumes, and they are a lot of work, and the kids have done a terrific job of honoring our Native American brethren. Whether they got the beat right or not, I suspect they did, but I'm not a judge.
And there isn't any judging happening other than that of the folks that are part of our audience today on the live stream, and certainly the performance being appreciated by the rest of the Westernaires.
Well, I think it's time that we move to our next piece of pre-show activity. We have our circus horse ready to come into the arena. On this end are the circus horse, and in the far end of the arena we have our batonists. They're going to give us a demonstration of their skills that they've learned while they're being a member of the Westernaires. How about a shoulder stand by Selene? Selene's now joined by Lindsay, and they're going to do the butterfly tabletop. And down in the batons, there's a lot of fire. Lindsay's joined now by Esther, and they're going to show you the Gemini. Esther's going to do the nosedive. We have 3 of our circus horse performers joining. They're going to do something they call the arrow death. It's Mackenzie, Maura, and Caitlin. Two up now, the third. Now Maura remains on the back of the horse, and this time she's going to do what's called rolls. Jordan and Kylie, the weather vane. Tegan now joins, and they'll do the hidden eagle. Tegan and Kylie with the bungee drop. That hurts. Kayla and Caitlin are going to build a tower. And from that it goes to abracadabra. Ladies and gentlemen, a salute from our circus horse. Watch them go up. Circus horse and batons. Nicely done. Well, Mark, that's a little something you didn't expect to see at a Westernaires show.
Horses and fire. Glenn, I think we have some more of that fire part coming up later on, but one of the benefits to being back here in the paddock is you get to see a lot of the warm-ups, a lot of the costume changes. And while they were preparing the circus horse, we had the chance to listen to some of the conversation and the talk about the training that goes into the horse's part of that act. for how many years that horse has been doing it, and the training to be accepting of riders in that kind of a performance. Both the riders and the mount have a lot of time in.
One of our really big Belgian horses. I think it's a great time for those kids to get acquainted with one of the draft animals that we have, because they are a little more mellow and they make a great circus horse that way.
Indeed they do, and the draft, among the breeds that are in the draft horse, the Belgians, quite a marvelous, marvelous animal. Now, speaking of animals, I'm going to step out of the way for just a second and let John, my camera operator back here, show you what's getting ready next. And this one seems to be all boys, Glenn.
It is.
You want to tell us about this?
It's one of the few things that we do that's all boys in our organization. They're about to present their precision mounted drill. We call it Rio Bravo. So let's bring them in. Part of the team is in, and the rest of the team enters. As their lines are set, watch them now move to the center and form a propeller. Stretched all the way across the arena they go. They move out in a column of fours to each end of the arena where they split the rail, and their pairs are going to cross the center of the arena. This time we call this the Mariner's Cross. From all four corners they come. You don't want to get to the middle too soon or too late. Now they call this a double pass-through. Watch them go across the center of the arena in pairs and pass through. They spin it and do it again. Almost like a windmill. And we're going to thread on each side of the center, like that. And as they said at the end, it's almost like an old military charge. I want you to watch them build a 7-point star. Each of those four riders is a point on the 7-point star. Out of that star they swing, and right back in they come into that propeller that they had once before. They call these swinging doors. A large circle is going to break down into 3 circles. Watch them form. And out they go, the 3 circles out of the arena in pairs. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called Rio Bravo. And Mark, that's precision-mounted drill, which is the Westernaire hallmark. The only time you'll see all boys in a drill team.
You know, when you told me the name, Rio Bravo, reminds me of one of my favorite John Wayne movies. Now, the costumes for both the riders and the horses.
And we poached the music, too.
I'm not going to say anything about that. Somebody will want credit for that at some point, I'm sure. You know, when I was walking in this morning, I saw 4 tractor trailers, stock type 18-wheelers, 4 more big trailers being pulled by big pickups full of costumes. There's an awful lot that goes into this that we get to see because we're back here in the paddock.
You know, Mark, we brought probably 250 riders and 300 to 325 horses down to put on this show today. It takes a lot of muscle to move all of that. Some of it's private, some of it's the Westernaires, but it all gets here and we all get set up. We do our show, we pack it all up, and we take it home. So we're delighted that you're back there getting a chance to see it.
Well, that's some important skill sets that these young people have to employ in their equestrian experiences.
It's really a lot of importance in the skill set, but let me say that that's not what the program is really all about. We'll talk as we go through the afternoon about the kind of character that these riders build by the team and the discipline and the activity that we have, which is really as important or more important than the equestrian skills that they develop. But don't ever forget that horse is the glue. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time that we look out across the world and welcome you to the 2020 Horsecapades, which is the Westernaires annual show. We have in the arena in the paddock area where I was talking a minute ago, Mark Riccardi. And Mark, come back on and say hi to everybody now as we begin to prepare for our full show.
Glenn, it certainly is a privilege to be here, and I enjoy working with you because when I hear you talk, when I hear you explain what the moves are, what the riders have to do, what the horses do, it really brings it all together because these young folks work extremely hard all year long to be able to show off their equestrian skills in the Horsecapades.
Well, it's a real treat for all of us to be together to do this kind of show. We get so few chances in 2020 with the pandemic and everything to get out and really do a show. That's what's made this day so unique, is that we're beating all the odds and we're putting on a show, even though we have everybody doing the thing. We are social distanced all over the parking lots and everywhere else outside, and it's all ready to go. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the varsity Big Red Grand Entry team from Fort Westernaires in Golden, Colorado. Wherever they go around the country, around the world, they're known as the finest precision-mounted drill at speed anywhere. Watch as they set their pivots. Around and around they go. The precision never fails. And as the pivot set, we'll bring in the Apache rider and we'll commence the do-si-do. And as we finish our do-si-do, we'll start the Apache rider up the arena, and we'll open the gates and bring on the parade of the standards and colors, led of course by our beautiful red, white, and blue. And ladies and gentlemen, as you rise and salute to the flag of this great country of ours, let me ask that you remember, wherever it flies around the country, around the world, it stands for the right of every man to be free. Following our American flags, the rest of the varsity Big Red team, then come the Precisionettes, the sweethearts of the equestrians, whom you'll see perform in just a few minutes. Following our Precisionettes into the arena, the riders of the steps, emulating Cossacks of old. Then come the Royal Rangers, one of our entry-level Red Division teams. Then come some of our El Latigo de El Diablo, then some of our Freedom Riders. Then come the Crimson Rangers, resplendent in their crimson and white costume. Then some of our Circus Horse, some of our Rio Bravo. And as the last of our Serpentine exits the arena, we'll assemble our grand entry team. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the most beautiful sight in an arena anywhere. We post our colors Western style. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you all to rise and ask you to join one of our red team riders, Savannah Nix, as she presents our national anthem. We'll get her a mic and we'll have her come to the center of the arena and lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you sing by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ooh, Savannah, that was beautiful. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll excuse our grand entry team. It's time that we get on with our show. Well, Mark, I think we'll swing right into our first precision-mounted drill as we're ready to rock and roll with the Precisionettes as they present their drill, Crimson and Lace. And into the center they come, form a column of fours, and right back out into pairs they go. Now across they come in their Mariners cross. You can see them from all four corners. They're beautiful hearts and all different colors out there. Now to the center they come and form a 4-point star. Now they're peeling back into 4s, and as they do, I hope you'll notice that the stars in each 4, or the hearts in each 4, are the same color again. Now we have 2 circles going. They peel back into 4s. Now as they come down the center in their 4s, watch them as they turn into a propeller one more time. Now as they come up and down the center, I want you to watch as they develop their heart, recognizing the sweetheart right in the arena it is. They're going to thread the needle now from each corner in pairs. The speed, the precision, the timing across the center is critical. Now they form 2 circles. And the 2 circles turn around some very special flag. There's an American flag in the center of the arena. It flew over Camp Fallujah in Iraq in May of 2006. And it became the property of the Westernaires by virtue of a sister of one of our volunteers who sent it to us on July 4th of 2006. And we've flown it in every Precision Net performance since, recognizing those men and women who served that little war so long ago. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to introduce you to some of our riders who are going to graduate from Precision Nets at this show. And as they exit the arena, you're welcome to give them your salute wherever you are around the world. Hannah Garrison, Selena Madril, Skylar Maspam, Reagan Myers, Alicia Pittman, Riley Reynolds, Jordan Rowe, Savi Tayaki, and Kathleen Vaughn. There are our Precision Ed graduating seniors. And there come the rest of the Precision Eds, the sweethearts of the equestrians. Well, Mark, there's a little example of a different kind of precision-mounted drill with all the girls in their flowing costumes. I think you can see the difference between them and the boys.
Well, they call them the Precisionettes, and they earned that title because all the movements that you described, the color that they have to maintain, the groups, it is precision indeed.
Well, thank you. You know, that's really part of what the Westernaires is all about. We are trying to build the leaders of tomorrow, but we do it with all this wonderful drill that we do. So we're ready to go whenever there's a call for a show. We're ready to go with our young people. They know how to step up and do the job.
And I think we're ready to go with the next act, which they look like Cossacks. I know that you can explain that, so I'm going to say, well, tell them about the next act.
Let me just tell you a little story. In 1859, there was the Grand Duke Alexis of Russia visited Denver. That's a long time ago. And the Grand Duke Alexis of Russia brought with him the Cossacks, who were his personal guards. And after the Grand Ducal Ball, they moved east onto the plains, met Buffalo Bill, who then met the Cossacks. Got so excited about their horsemanship, he put them in their Wild West show, and they've been part of the Wild West shows ever since. And we have our own version of the Cossacks. We call them the Riders of the Steppes. Bring them into the arena. We have a three-man pyramid going around the arena. It's going to go over the jump. Let's watch. That's pretty exciting. Let's see if we can do it a second time. One horse cheated, but they made it. Well, let's do five-man pyramids then. See what we can do with five-man pyramids. Take them to the end of the arena, split them, pass them through, and join them up again. Halt-ho. And a young man came off and knocked the wind out of him out here. We'll get him out of the way so we don't hurt anybody. And we'll go forward ho. We're going to drop a rider at the end of the arena. We're going to play a little game of loose horse shuffle. So we're going to start two riders going down. Each one's going to move to the right. The rider on the right dismounts. The rider on the ground mounts. Here we go. How about upside down between the horses? Drop him down, pick him up the right way, and pick up a fourth rider upside down and make a full inverted pyramid like this. And we drop two riders at the end of the arena, and this becomes a full loose horse shuffle as the riders ride down the sides of the arena. They leap from their saddle and the horse flies by. The rider on the ground is supposed to try to catch the horse and mount. Let's see if it works. Here we go. Well, the horse won one. The other rider, well, he's off there. Now we'll try it again. Well, both riders made it. We'll do it one more time. They made it. We'll pick up our downed riders. Now we're going to set 2 red fezzes or hats on the arena floor. 2 riders are going to come around and try to reach down out of the saddle and pick up those fezzes. Like this. Oh, he didn't get it on this side. You're going to have to do it from the other side. Get 2. Get down there and pick it up. That's the way. You know, the Cossacks were soldiers. They had all this fun, but they were soldiers. They had to do drill just like everything else to learn how to protect themselves in battle, pick up a comrade who'd lost his horse, and this was the drill they used to do that. They could do it from either side of the horse. They're running across the backs of the moving horses. They got a little tired of the other work. Well, they're up, and now look at them. They turn around and they make a full pyramid at speed. All 21 riders up. There you have, ladies and gentlemen, the riders of the steps in their famous 21-man pyramid. And now a salute from the riders of the steps in their own way of exiting the arena this way. Out they go, the riders of the steps. Mark, there you know why Buffalo Bill liked the Cossacks, don't you?
Indeed, and just like the last time I had the privilege of watching them, I really think this talks a lot about teamwork, especially for the Cossack that has to be held upside down by his fellows riding through. Tell us just a little bit about the number of individuals on some of these teams, and then we'll come back with my guest, Sean Murphy.
Well, you know, we have We have teams of all sizes, the Precisionettes being one of the largest, about 50, and the red team being our most senior-most team. There are about 35 riders in the red team. And in our red division, there are about 5 teams, 3 girls, 4 girls, and 2 boys, so there's 6 teams. And every team develops leaders, have officers, and I see you have one of the officers, you have a major of the red team with you.
Absolutely correct, sir. I'm going to step out of the way for just a moment, and we're going to talk to Sean. A major, this is kind of a military type designation. I've seen captains and sergeants, but a major. Tell us a little bit about how that works for you and what Westernaires has meant to you for the years that you've been part of it.
Well, Westernaires has meant so much to me for the entire 10 years that I've been a part of it. I've been a Westernaire since I was 8 years old, so this is my 10th year, and this is actually my 10th annual show. So this is a very, very important show to Westernaires, obviously, because it's our homecoming show and it's our main fundraiser for the year, and this is when we really get the word out about who we are and what we do. And being a Westernaire has taught me so many things, but it's also where I've formed all of my closest friendships in my life. And it's just where I have formed my community. And, you know, they say it takes a village to raise a kid, and this is my village. So that just means everything to me.
So this really has helped you go into adulthood. Why should people lend their support to this organization? Because this is a big, big group.
It's a big group. And obviously, financial support really helps us out because we have about 140 horses in our rental string that need to be fed every day, and we have lots of facilities down in Golden that need to be maintained. But more than that, more than just making sure that our horses are being taken care of, it's important to support this organization because we do lots of really important things here. What we do isn't all just amazing trick riding and high-speed drill. This is where we are teaching young people the skills that they need to succeed in adulthood. This is where I learned leadership and teamwork, hard work and dedication, and those are really important things to learn, and this organization does it all.
Did you have a horsewoman background before coming into Westernaires?
Not really. I had always been like that little kid who was obsessed with horses, but I had only ever been on a horse about 2 or 3 times total before I joined. So it isn't just the people who come in with all of the horse skills that succeed, because Westernaires is an organization that you're in for several years at least. So you really get to learn all of the horsemanship skills and then eventually grow to hopefully be at the top.
That is just amazing, and it's marvelous to see that so many young people are given the opportunity to be a part of an organization like this. Now, I want to call attention to, and John will show you, the next group must be the rest and relaxationaires, because I see the R on all the flags. Am I right about that, Glenn, or am I wrong about that? Tell us about the next act.
What you are looking at are the Royal Rangers. They are the ones that are just beginning in the red division. They all want to be where Sean is today. Sean is the top of the pile. They want to get there.
All right.
And they work really hard, but I think you'll see that they have all the makings of a good team.
Well, we're very grateful to Sean for taking some time to talk to us about her experience in the group. And Glenn, if the next act is ready and they're not resting and they're not relaxing,
they are ready. So
will you bring them in, sir?
We'll open the gate and bring in the Royal Rangers riding today, flag drill. They move into a column of 4s up the center of the arena. We have some riders spacing themselves along the arena floor, and we're going to do what we call the Spanish bowling. You'll see that we start out with 4 riders going through the the pairs. They come around, and then they make circles. 4 circles across the arena floor, right back into the center. And pretty soon you'll see them coming into their column of 4s again. And out of the Spanish bowline, they move right now into a 4-pointed star. And there's your 4-pointed star. That's what they call peel the orange when they spun those 4s around out at the outside. They're right back in again, and the star moves out, this time into 4 columns, to pass left hand to left hand at the end of the arena. And now across the center they come in pairs. We're going to make the Mariners cross. This is where the precision is learned. And at each end of the arena, we have wheels that turn. Mini propellers. And they move into the center of the arena and form a propeller, and we'll make a giant propeller. Watch this. There it is. They drop out of the giant propeller and swing those arms around, and again, what do they have? A star. A 4-pointed star. The points join and make it a giant star. There you have every Royal Ranger in the arena in that star. Points move out and they turn the arms around and they can do this. They call this a spread star. You'll see how far they are from the center, but they're still in the star formation. Now we're going to thread the needle, ladies and gentlemen. This time we're going to do it in 4s across the arena. You have to imagine how carefully they have to move to get all 4 through the center. They made it through. And now to the center, they're going to do what they call the spinning wheel. We start out with the spokes. You have to have spokes for a spinning wheel. It enlarges a little bit, and then we'll put on the outside of the spinning wheel like this. They're out and they move to the ends of the arena. And the Royal Rangers have some graduating seniors today that we want you to meet as well. First among our graduating seniors, I'd like you to meet Samantha, better known as Sam Blagg. Then Sydney Colburn, Amy Farler, Alyssa Jackson, and Autumn Storms. These are our graduating seniors from Royal Rangers. And the Royal Rangers exit the arena, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed their flag drill sequence. And so you see, Mark, the refinement that comes from the entry level. They'll begin to move up, and pretty soon they'll be precisionettes. And after they're precisionettes, they'll make it all the way to red team.
Glenn, while the Rangers were performing, the next act was warming up, and I heard snap, crack, pop. And I'm thinking, oh, breakfast cereal? No, they're carrying whips. Can you tell me why?
Well, if you think about the Old West, you know, we're all about the Old West. If you think about the Old West, in the Californias, the crack of the whip was over the heads of the bullwhip, of the cattle, as they moved the cattle. The vaqueros cracked the whip. Across the prairie from St. Joe, Missouri, into the Rocky Mountains, the crack of the whip was over the back of the oxen. They never hit the oxen. They just moved them with the crack of the whip. And that crack of the whip's part of the Old West, as loud and as strong as it could be today.
Well, thankfully, they weren't trying to move me, because I bet you somebody might have slipped a little bit and I'd have had a real reason to move. But I believe that they are ready, sir.
Well, I think then we'd better show them off.
Okay.
Welcome into the arena, El Latigo del Diablo. Oh, I'm told no, they're not ready. I'm sorry. We're not going to welcome them into the arena. I got a no here. So we'll wait a minute.
Okay.
It's funny, when I get a cue, I sometimes forget to check the guy that really knows out over there. So it's all right, Mark.
There's some
We've been doing these
danger.
shows for years and we never got it right yet, so you're learning what it's really like behind the scenes here.
There's a little danger connected with this act, isn't there? And perhaps fire too?
The real danger is where you stand. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am ready to bring you El Latigo del Diablo and the Bell Star Whippers. First in the arena, El Latigo del Diablo. They come in riding in true Spanish style. The young ladies on behind, holding on for dear life. The young man with the bullwhip will leave the horse to the senorita, and in come the rest of the Bell Star Whippers, young ladies with whips. I don't know which is more dangerous, the men or the ladies, but I guess we'll get a chance to watch. Now with the left hand. Now switch hand. And now around the ring they go, they call it, well, I don't know what they call it, rim fire. There we go. Now into the center we have double whips. Two men with two, or a man and a lady, each with two whips. Come on, I wanted you to do two whips at the same time, not get them tangled. That's better. Now we have some young ladies coming in with some papers in their hand. They are probably the least bright of our riders because they're going to hold that paper in their hand and let the other guy whip it out. Oh, they're going to light a fire and snuff it out. Look at this. Just like that. That's pretty accurate. Now, tomorrow, the Sunday Denver Post is going to have a big article on the whippers. They're going to cut out their clippings like this. Oh, get the whole clipping, come on. That's a little bitty piece. Just like that. Good. Now, only the young ladies can pull this one off. They're going to do the splits. Watch them crack the whip. That's pretty good. Let's try it a little bit differently. They call this the balloon race. You see the balloons? 4 colors. 2 ladies have a row, 2 men have a row. We'll see who can get to the middle balloon first. On your marks. Get set. Go, go, go. Well, 1 on this side, 1 on 2 on this side, 3 on this side. Come on, hit it. There you go, 3. And the middle one. Hey, you missed it. There you go. How much fun. Ultimately, you have to hit it to hurt it. That's the way. Now then, we have a young lady with 2 papers, and she's going to light fire on those, and we have another young lady with 2 whips. Get them lit again. Get them lit. That's fine. I want you to see this with her lighted whips, if she can get them lit. There we go. That's starting to burn. Good. Watch this. Boom! Nice. Nice. With good reason, they call this one suicide. They call it a blossom in the center, I'm sure. Around the ring they go with rim fire. And the horses enter the arena. We'll pick up those poor gentlemen who can't get out of the arena without a horse. The young men get to mount. And they're up. Ladies and gentlemen, they call them El Latigo del Diablo, the whips of the devil. Well, Mark, that's some excitement.
Not only do they have fire, but they have whips. You got to have a lot of courage to go out there and be a part of that act.
I just love to see that blossom of fire come off the end of that whip and that young lady that cracks those burning whips. That's to me just amazing. And to think that she isn't afraid of that. I would be.
That's why I got quiet before they left here. We have a guest right now, Glenn. We have Bill Schleicher,
Well,
the director of Westernaires.
You meet Bill Schleicher. He's got a big job to do, and he's doing it well. So say hi to him.
He's got a lot to talk to us about. Bill, 10 years for some of these young people being a part of Westernaires.
That's right. They can come in as early as 9 years old, and they have to graduate by the time they graduate from high school or hit 19 years old. So they can be in for 10 years.
How about their rides? Do you have to own a horse to be part of Westernaires?
Absolutely not. In fact, as the demographics of the area have changed, we have fewer and fewer owner riders here. Westernaires has a livery of string horses that we rent out to our members at $15 an hour, and that includes the training, so it's quite a deal.
Since we have the opportunity to talk to you, one of the things we don't want to miss is a little bit of recognition for what makes the organization run, the volunteers.
Oh yes, we have roughly 1,000 riders in the organization, but to support those riders, we have about 350 adult volunteers. And without those, it would not work.
And the expenses involved with horses, feed, veterinarian bills, all of that is quite a thing to be borne, isn't it?
Yes, it's a very substantial amount every year. It's covered partially by our rental fees, but about half of it is covered by our annual show, which is what we're doing right now.
And that's an interesting part of this year's annual show, the fact that it is being streamed live right now and being recorded for a broadcast or viewing at later dates. How important is the fundraising and the money that comes annually from this show?
Well, it covers about half of our budget every year. And this year, since we couldn't do an actual annual show because of COVID, we brainstormed and we came up with the possibility of doing a virtual and streaming it to the world. So right now, Westernaires is available to the world for the first time.
And it is going to help the organization reach the goal that they need to financially to support them throughout the year.
Absolutely. It is imperative. People that watch the performance, there's a donate button on there that you could press that donate button if you think it's a worthwhile cause, and we'll be more than happy to take that money.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you, sir. I see that the next act is ready to go, and we're going to let Glenn tell us what we're about to see.
All right.
We're about to see what's called the Freedom Riders. Ladies and gentlemen, trick riders extraordinaire. Enter the arena with them, please. First into the arena, Hannah Garrison riding on Rafiki. John Haggett on Legend. Bella Ayers on Admiral. Savannah Nix on Blondie. Naomi Raines on Luna. Taya Kowalczyk on Cowboy. Riley Reynolds on Jack. Alina Edgett-Duran on Romeo. Cora Porter on Domino. Shiloh Strid on Chex. Brianna Tucker on Bucky. Morgan Preston on Juno. Courtney Claybaugh on Trooper. And Michael Wall on Charlie. He's coming in doing crazy legs. Watch this. He can run along the fly side of that horse. Run, Michael! First out is Hannah. She's going to come around. We're going to shoot her out of the saddle. Bang! It's the death drag. Then comes John. Invert on the neck. Bella's going to twist on the side of that horse. Comes Savannah with the split. That's got to hurt. Naomi now with the fender switch. Drops into the fender. She'll switch it to the reverse fender as she gets to the end of the arena. Then comes Taya with the half stroud. Riley with the knee hang. Watch her drop into that knee. That's all that's holding her up there. Here comes Alina with the reverse hippodrome. She can't even see where she's going. Comes now Cora with halves up, upside down on the neck. Shiloh with what we call the vertical fender. Now here comes Brianna with the Freebird. Watch her up there. Nothing holding her up except one leg. Now Morgan with the toe drag. She's going to plow a furrow right in the arena floor. Spin around that horn. There we go. Then comes Hannah. She's going to do what's called the spread eagle. John and Riley. This is the angel carry. Now here comes Bella with the fender. Here comes Savannah with the neck wrap. Look at her wrapped around the neck. Taya calls this the twister. Alina and Naomi with the double A. Now here comes Cora with the saddle hang. Shiloh with the Indian hideaway. It's a trick we learned from the Indians a long time ago. Comes Brianna, she's going to do the teardrop. Watch her form the teardrop on the side of the horse. Morgan with the one-leg layover. Comes Michael now with the Cheyenne drag. Watch this. Hannah with the Canadian backbend. John with the full fender, watch him. No hands underneath the belly of the horse. Here comes Bella with the flat side layout. She's parallel to the earth. Savannah with the neck split hang. Naomi's going to do a pretzel. Taya with a reverse fender. Riley calls this one the backbreaker. Ah, that hurts. Here comes Alina now with the one-leg stand. It's beauty and it's grace. Watch her go. Cora's going to do a tail drag. Little help from John in the saddle. Shiloh with a reverse knee hang. Here comes Brianna with the split hang. Morgan with a skydive. Here comes Michael now with the shoulder stand. Look at him straight up in the air that way. There are your Freedom Riders, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them one last out here. Swing around. First out, it's Hannah, then John, Bella, Savannah, Naomi, Taya, Riley, who's graduating today, Elena, Cora, Morgan, Shiloh, Brianna with the Colorado flag, and Michael with the American flag. He's also graduating today. There you have the Freedom Riders.
What are we going to look at next, Glenn?
Well, we've got some young ladies and gentlemen who do fancy things with ropes. I think it's mostly ladies, but we'll see how it turns out. They're going to come into the arena. They're going to show you things with ropes that you won't believe.
Now,
and here they're ready to come, I'm told, so let's bring them into the arena. The red and the glow ropes. We're going to start out with the spoke hop on the center boards, Alicia, Selena, and Lindsay. Hop that spoke. There you go, just like that, just like that. Got to be fast. Now on the boards, two young whippers or ropers are going to do the split jump. Kayla and Megan, and Esther's going to do the Esther. Fancy that, the Esther. That's down on this end. Oh, come on, Esther. I've seen it better than that. Here we go. Just like that. The Esther. I like that. Now, tandem spoke hops and tandem crazy legs. Let's watch them happen. Tegan and Caitlin on the spoke hop. Sean and Esther on the crazy legs. Here we go. I can't believe that. All right. Look up and down the line. We have Tegan, Ellie, Selena, and Avery going to do the in, the out, and the through. We have Celine on the back bend and Hava on the fisher net. How you catch the fish, I don't know. There you go, that's how. Now we have the drag accordion. Lindsay, Celine, and oops, I'm wrong. This is the step through. Esther, Celine, and Caitlin. There's all kinds of stuff happening out there. The step through, the double wedding ring. You see the two ropes going? That's the double wedding ring. And now the drag accordion that I started on a minute ago. Lindsay, Celine, and John, this way. You start out with a large wedding ring. Get the wedding ring going. And then the drag accordion. The accordion goes up, it drags, and it goes up, just like that. Now Esther and John are going to do the jump the Honda, and Megan is going to do jump the accordion. That's amazing. Comes now look at that. There you go. This is one of my favorites. Tegan, Natalie, and Alicia are going to do what we call crazy legs. Ben, Selena, Avery, and Lindsay are going to do the large butterfly. And look at crazy legs. Now we are out to prove teenagers. They can do anything lying down. Now, Selene and Esther are going to show you how to do the fire rope. I'd want to lean a long way around that one. Look at it, she got right in it. Crazy legs down there. Jump the spoke. Spoke hop. I can't believe that with fire. Now comes the accordion. Natalie, Sean, Alicia, Ellie, John, and Caitlin are all going to do the accordion. You got to watch this accordion go up and down. It's big. It goes way up. Up, up. There you go. Now in the center, Esther is going to show us a tried and true old cowboy favorite, the Texas skip. You start with a large loop, and then you kind of hop through. Just like, whoop, You have to do it the right way. Get it going. Now, through she goes, and out again, like that. There's the Texas skip. That's Esther. Now we have two big ropes out there, Lindsay and Sean. They're 60-foot ropes. Watch them make a 60-foot loop here. Here we go. We're starting out. That loop's got to grow. Grow and grow and grow. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. We have a number of our young ladies who are going to graduate. Selene Gildenzoff, Lindsay Harrelson, Selena Madrill, Sean Murphy, Alicia Pittman, and Esther Van de Lagemont, all graduating today. We're proud of them all. They're trick and fancy ropes. Well, Mark, there they go. The ropes did everything and then a little, I think.
I believe that the Roman riders are up next. Glenn, am I right?
They are, and they go all the way back in history to Alexander the Great, who stole this little act, but it's called Roman riding. Welcome, the Red Roman Riders. They come in standing on two horses. Standing is the operative word. They have to stay upright. Large group into the arena. They go left and right, and now they thread across the arena. Watch this, Roman style. They call this peel the orange. They move across the center now. You get a chance to see how they do with these horses, two at a time. Now they're going to do, we might call it a Mariner's Cross in another drill. This is called the Roman Quad. 4 horses hit the center at the same, or 4 teams hit the center at the same time. Or almost the same time. Have to be careful. Now they dash through. At each end of the arena, they kind of meld themselves. Isn't that good? And all of a sudden, what do you have? A propeller. Good moves. They move out. They go to the far end of the arena. You know, a horse is a natural animal. It is afraid of fire, and in these days, fear of fire is a good thing. But we're going to show you that these young riders have control of their horses. We're starting out, we have 4 torches on this side of the arena, and we have some riders going to move down through those torches. First, they're going to weave through the torches this way. Now, you got to be afraid of the fire if you're the horse, but here they go. Zip, zip, zip. And now you want to see something a little different? Let's try it this way. We're going to split those torches like this. Whoa! And through the fire hoop they go. Watch this. We're going through, just like this. Well, a couple of horses who think they didn't get a chance, they may do it again. I don't know. There's one thing that is evident out in the arena right now, and that is if you're on the ground on 2 feet and they're moving around on 4 feet, you ain't catching them unless they're willing. We have a couple of secrets of catching. But there you have the Roman riders, ladies and gentlemen, all up, ready to go. The Red Roman Riders. Mark, Roman riding is a little bit of excitement, I think, but we're going to move to a little something different as we look at our history a little more again.
The Roman riders have that tremendous balancing skill, and you're right, we have some very interesting specific tack on the horses in the next act, don't we?
You know, the tack on the horses that you see out there that we'll see in the arena in a minute is all authentic U.S. cavalry issued tack dating back to the post-Civil War era on the plains when the cavalry was our means of protection and our law and order. The cavalry came after the Civil War, and we managed to collect a lot of this old tack, the saddles, the McClellan saddles that they ride, the 4570 carbines. All of the horse furniture that they have is authentic, and you'll get a chance to see them as they parade into the arena. Unfortunately, one of the horses that was in Roman has to become a cavalry horse rather quickly, and we have to get it all ready before we bring it in. So that's what's happened.
Being back here in the paddock is a lot like being backstage at a Broadway show. You have to have a lot of quick change costumes for the actors. Here, you've got to have a lot of quick change costumes for the riders, as well as for the horses and the special tack that they have in the different categories and for the rides. Go ahead, sir.
It does take a lot, and particularly as we move down through some more parts of the afternoon, you're going to see a lot of changes from cavalry saddles into flat saddles, in the English style, into no saddles. It's going to be a crazy afternoon, and I guess you'll get a chance to really see what it's like, because all those horses have to go through changes. We have dedicated people for each rider that has to make a quick change, and if the rider's making a change, I've seen them grab a rider, one by the pants cuff, one by the shirt sleeve, and actually remove a costume and get them ready to go. But I'm told that they're all ready to come in now. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Company K of Custer's 7th Cavalry. Into the arena they move. They are, as I've told you, authentically equipped. They have 2 platoons, and a headquarters company. Company K, pass in review. It was common in the Old West for the forts where the cavalry were stationed to be visited by the inspectors general, came out from Washington to make sure that they were fit. And sure enough, I've been told that the inspectors general are coming to town and we're going to have to conduct an inspection of our cavalry. So Company K, prepare to be inspected. We'll listen to the authentic calls as they might have been on the plain at Fort Laramie so many years ago. And the command is unsheath your carbines, for our troopers were connected to their carbine by means of a sling, and they could not leave their mount without their carbine. And the inspection goes forward. Very well, Captain. I'm glad your troop is ready. We've had a report of some disturbance in the neighborhood. I wish you'd mount your troop, go out and find out what's disturbing the peace and bring it under control. And to the tune of Gary Owen, the official theme song of Custer's 7th Cavalry, our troop moves out into the territory to determine what needs to be brought under control to keep the peace. And that's the way our troops might have gone out so many years ago, even here in the Denver area, if there was difficulty on the plains. Our scout is back. Our scout's under attack. Bring back the cavalry, bring back the cavalry. It's a desperate brand. Our Desperados are winning the day. To your horses, to your horses. Cavalry now. We're going to win it. Well, there you have a little bit of how the West was won, ladies and gentlemen. It may have been one thing, it may have been another, but it's always exciting. Mark, what have you got for us out in the paddock this time?
I'm still relishing the nefarious characters that had to be rounded up by the cavalrymen.
Yeah, well, I don't want to take any of those characters home tonight, I'll tell you for sure.
No, sir. Rather amazing athletes, though, to do all the mounts and dismounts, all the riding, and still keep a sense of your obligation. Follow the line, the chain of command, and do what you've been sent to do.
There's a lot of exercise in what they do, and one of the things that I know about the cavalry is that if they are in practice and they misbehave in any way, their commander makes them do push-ups out in the middle of the arena, so they're in pretty good shape.
Does that have anything to do with be careful where you push up at, kind of like watch where you walk?
Mark, I didn't hear that, but
You probably didn't want to either. Glenn, I know that we've got the next act about ready to come. Well, I'm going to do one of those step out of the way again, because you really want to see what these
we have a bunch of girls
look like.
We have a bunch of girls getting ready, but there were a number of the horses that carried some of those bandits around that have to become girls' horses and carry some of the girls around. So we're doing a horse quick change right now, and that horse quick change is going to take a minute or two more.
And we had talked about that. We know that just like the riders have to have their costume changes, so too the horses have to have their costume changes, their tack changes. And you were telling us about the individuals, the volunteers that help make sure that every one of these riders, every one of these mounts are equipped the way that they are supposed to be for the next act that they have to participate in.
There are people assigned, and they've done their job. They're ready to come into the arena now, Mark. So we'll bring them in now. The Crimson Rangers. They're riding their kaleidoscope drill today. That's a lot of pretty crimson and white in the arena. They pass through the arena. Right back into the center they come, and this time they're going to form that propeller that we all know about. They do it a little differently than we've seen before. Columns come in, they pass each other, and all of a sudden there's the propeller. Propeller moves out. They form columns of 4. And they come right back into the center. This time, they make a star. Out of the star to a big circle. Gets to be a very big circle. Now they're going to thread across the arena in pairs. Watch this. It's a double thread that they thread at each end of the arena. Fours move up the arena this way. They form their forearms, and we're going to see their version of the Mariner's Cross. In pairs this way. Here we go. Crimson Rangers is one of our entry-level teams. Now there's your star, the large star. And now, ladies and gentlemen, they move to the end of the arena and set their lines to honor their graduates for today. They have 4. First out of the arena, Abigail Gadat. Isabel Marlin. Sergeant Dana Rumor. Captain Jasmine Ikia. They're all graduating today, and now, ladies and gentlemen, the Crimson Rangers exit our arena. Mark, this is one of those times when we're going to see a quick change from equipment on the horse, because we're going to move from Western saddles into the flat English saddle and show you a little bit of dressage. Our version of dressage, we call it equidrill, and you'll get a chance to see it as that horse gets its costume changed, and the rider, of course, gets a little costume change too, moving from crimson and white to top hat and tails. It'll be fascinating quick change.
You know, the Crimson Rangers make all of those drills look very easy, but once again, this is athleticism, this is teamwork, this is that connection between the rider and the horse that allows them, along with that practice, to go in and pull that off just the way they did.
Well, just think about it this way. At least that's the way I like to think about it. If they learn the kind of teamwork it takes to do what we're doing out in that paddock today, they will soon be working in our society, and maybe we can come back to the day when we were teams working together instead of divided groups working against each other, and wouldn't it be a pleasant change?
Certainly would be. I'm going to step out of the way again because John has the next group, and they're here. They're just pulled up for a minute, and it's great to look at the costumes and the changes. So
take
I'm
a look.
Let John push in and show you just how elite and how dressy the next group is to do their part of.
And Mark, they're ready to come in, so let's bring in now Equidrill. Move into the arena in a column of pairs with flank riders outside. And as they are into the arena, then they'll do what is called the half pass on the two outside lines to move to the center and make a column of fours. I'm wrong. They move to the other side and make two columns of twos. But sure enough, we have columns of twos. I mentioned the half pass, and you'll see the horses at the front of this line moving at the half pass. That's part forward motion, part sideways motion. And then they come to the side and they make a windmill. At the bouncy little show trot, they swing around and through the lines. They might call it a star, but I like to call it a windmill because it looks just like a windmill to me. Now they move out of their windmill. They go to the end of the arena. The pairs move up and down the center. And watch them form a diamond when they get to the center. Fascinating to me to see how this works. At the half pass, Now I want to show you something that I think is one of the prettiest part of their performance as they come across the arena at the half pass in the oblique. All the way across the arena, the lines come together. And then they come from the opposite corners. I just think that's beautiful. They're coming across the center of the arena in their bouncy little trot. And now the half pass at the canter. You can see the sideways motion. You can see the forward motion. And the white horse says, "It's not on my dime." Now in the center, we have some riders that are going to perform the Spanish step. This is not a pawing maneuver, but a trained maneuver where the horse steps first with the left and then with the right. Watch this. Now the young lady's going to demonstrate the lead changes across the center of the arena, changing her horse's lead from the left lead to the right lead and back to the left lead again. Watch this. And now the pirouette, a dainty little maneuver. Watch this. There you go. And again. Now we're going to demonstrate the full side pass. That's no forward motion, all sideways motion. We're going to do it at the canter. Now to the center of the arena and a bow. There you have, ladies and gentlemen, Equadrill. Very nicely done, gentlemen and ladies. Mark, there's the refinement that I told you that we might have, where we have the flat saddle, the top hat and tails is a little different than some of the Western riding you've seen today. And now we're going to move into something different as these horses have to get changed again, and so do the riders, and we'll have something different. But I think you have something for us today.
As a matter of fact, I do. I have two gentlemen that are part of the same team. I thought at first when they were here, one might have been the nefarious individuals and the other in the cavalry, but one is the scout and the other's in the cavalry. Logan Gajewski and Skylar Veer are here to talk to me a little bit. I'm going to step out of the way. Gentlemen, tell me a little bit about what your time in Westernaires is like, has been, and what you're looking forward to.
Well, you know, my time in Westernaires, it's been a time of gaining family. It's a time of learning. I've learned a lot about horses. Great time traveling around the country. I've met my best friend here.
Skylar, pull that mask down and talk to the folks. Tell us about your time in Westernaires.
Westernaires has definitely showed me a lot about loyalty, especially being on the boys team. We're with the boys almost our entire life at Westernaires, through 6-7 years together. We move up through every team together, and we start to build just one giant coherent family.
Tell me about reenacting history in this show. And right now, you're kind of masked, but the nefarious fellows were generally the only ones that would have been masked before. But you've got some history to try and convey in that last act. Do you kind of feel good about being able to maintain that part of the West?
Of course, I feel it's very important to be able to show other people and teach them through, well, acting, and I just love it. It's my favorite part.
How about young people and support in this organization? And why should people support what Westernaires is all about? Because it's all about young people.
I would say young people should definitely support the organization because it supports so many young kids that could easily be on the streets doing anything else, but we're all here every weekend enjoying each other's company, staying out of trouble.
Logan Gajewski, Skylar Veer, thank you both for joining us. We're ready to take a look at the next act. Glenn, tell us about it.
Those ladies are a little bit desperate behind you. They have no saddle. Goes back to the day when Mr. Weiland, the founder of Westernaires, brought his girls together and said, I'm going to teach you to ride without a saddle. And they said, okay. And he said, then I'll teach you to ride without a bridle. And they said, okay. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, they ride with no saddle. We have some young ladies going to come into the arena and take their bridles from them. Some have to run to the far end of the arena to get those. We take their bridles from them. You can see that we've left them with just a thin cord around the horse's neck. And they move at liberty into a star in the center of the arena. They can swing that arm star right around and right back into the center, all riding at liberty. Now they move out of that star and we bring in some jumps. We're going to set up some low jumps in the arena. Our purpose not to show you how high the horses can jump, but rather to show you the amount of control the young ladies have with their horses, with just a thin cord around the horse's neck and those legs that cue the horse. Pairs from each two corners and fours down the center this way. Well, I can't count as threes. One of the horses cheated. Now fours down the center. Now we're going to make a star out of the jumps in the center, and we're going to do their version of the pairs over the jumps from four corners or the Mariner's Cross this way. Now I want to show you what I think is one of the prettiest part of their drill. As we form two columns on each end of the arena, and we pass through over the jumps like this. Now, no hands, girls. No hands. Some are braver than others. How about a little game of hopscotch? We'll remove the jumps from the arena. We're going to play a little crack the whip. Works like this. Start out with a little propeller, and it grows. And as it grows, ladies and gentlemen, watch on the ends of this propeller as those riders try to catch on. They really have to hustle. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Red Liberty Riders. Graduating today are Alicia Pittman, Savannah Miyake, Reagan Myers, Selena Madrill, Alyssa Jackson, and Skylar Mason. And now we're going to move from Liberty riding into driving, remnant of the old Circus Maximus in Rome. We have several riders have to change their costume in order to do this, and as they prepare, I want you to know that they'll be driving chariots just as they were in the days of Ben-Hur.
Glenn, while they're getting ready for the chariots, I know you'll join me in giving credit where credit is due. In the last act, those fellas in the wheat and red were working pretty hard to do all of the arranging that they had to do. Were those the dads?
Well, those are dads of the girls that are moving the jumps. Everything is volunteer. As you've been told today, Westernaires is a nonprofit. It operates without staff. We have one paid employee, just one, and that employee is our caretaker that feeds the horses that we have and so on. And after that, we are all volunteers, every one of us. Whether you see the red shirts, which are our posse, you see the white shirts, which are our lady volunteers, sometimes in red sweaters, which means they are alumni. It's a great experience, and now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to bring in our charioteers. Open the gate. Let's see the red charioteers. As you can see, we have 6 chariots, some pulled by 2 ponies, some pulled by 3 ponies, some pulled by 4 ponies. And I said ponies because in Ben-Hur's day they didn't have ponies, they had great steeds, but their steeds had no more heart than ours. As they dash through, I kind of like to think about the days when Ben-Hur was there. They might have been opposing armies that were charging through. And another dash through, just like this, charge! And how about turning the chariots into a propeller, spaced out like this? There it is. As the chariots circle, you get an idea of the skill that these young riders have developed as they drive those teams of ponies, pull those chariots. And now the race is on. Around the ring they go. I am sure Ben-Hur's chariots did not move any faster with any greater determination than this column of charioteers. There they go, ladies and gentlemen, the Westernaires Charioteers. So what you've been seeing in our arena today so far, and what you'll see at the end, is our red division. But every red division has to have a blue and a white division to feed them. And we're going to get you an introduction now to the white division. and gentlemen, we're ready to turn to our piece de resistance, the finale of our show, which is the Varsity Big Red team. The Varsity Big Red are our senior-most riders, and Mark, they have worked a lot of years to get to the point where they can do this drill, which frankly has been performed before presidents, before heads of state of many of the great countries in the world. We've done command performances. We were at the summit of the 8 before Bill Clinton and I remember watching Boris Yeltsin worried about the buffalo steak rather than the grill. But at any rate, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to welcome them into the arena now. Will you open the gate and bring on the Varsity Big Red in his ride of the colors? And now the all-girl turning team enters the arena riding today in their all-American costume. Watch now as they come down the center in a column of 4s. Column splits, spins around the posted riders as the flags dash up and down between. Across the center they come, threading the needle in pairs. Watch the speed, the precision, the timing as they move through the arena. Now they move into a propeller. We'll enlarge the propeller with riders from 2 corners of the arena this way. We'll break the propeller down, bringing it back with the riders from the other corners of the arena this way. Speed, precision, and timing is what it's all about. We'll break that propeller down, this time to the ends of the arena to turn in tandem wheels. And now, like shooting stars, they come from all 4 corners of the arena as we do the Mariner's Crawl. You notice how quickly and how carefully they time it through the center of the arena. And now that split charge across the arena, we call it starburst. And back into the center of the arena, they come into a 4-point star. Now we'll make a large star. Every rider in the arena joins. Now we're going to spin one arm of the star around each of those posted flags like this. Right back into the center they come into the 4-point star. Now out to a single file circle. I want to call your attention to the Colorado flag that posts now on the side of the arena. We're going to break this circle down with the rider on the big gray horse going to turn around that posted Colorado flag. If she rides this correctly, she'll close that circle when the last Colorado flag turns around the posted Colorado flag. There she is, and there it goes. You wonder if she can get out of there. Watch her uncrew. This is called the corkscrew. Now in the center of the cloverleaf dance. Riders dancing the cloverleaf pattern. To break the circle down to a smaller circle, I want to show you how to make a column of fours the hard way. We start out, we split that circle into two columns of riders. Bring them down the sides of the arena. And then as if by magic, the column of fours appears. There's the column. And now the double dash through. Pass them through, turn them around and do it again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call upon you for your imagination. On each side of the center of the arena, we've posted 4 riders. Think of those as the eyelets of a shoe as we bring the laces around and we lace the shoe. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked today about young people, and we've seen them work. We've seen them work very hard. In this arena, they have done all manner of things. They're all preparing themselves to become the leaders in our communities. I think these young people have demonstrated that they've learned the lesson that hard work, determination, perseverance can lead to success. Those are the lessons of our forefathers. They're the lessons we try to impart to these young people today. And as we do, we think we've prepared them to accept from you and me the reins of leadership for our great country tomorrow. May we hope that we have the success that we think these young people can bring to us. They have great aspirations as we raise the smoke to show how high their aspirations reach. It does look to me like our future is secure. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining the Horsecapades of 2020 in this unusual year. It's been a delight to have you with us wherever you are in the world. And now we end our drill, as we always do, with the final ride of the colors. The varsity Big Red passes in review. Thank you all and good afternoon from the Westernaires.